Welcome to the Minority Business Report, where we talk about positive things that are happening in Anne Arundel County. I am Joanne Jackson, Anne Arundel County Minority Business Enterprise Coordinator. My guests today are Peggy Del Fabro, CEO of M. Davis Incorporated, and Karen Richardson of Absolute Underground. We are delighted to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne.
But before we get started, would you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what it is that you do? I'll start with Karen.
I'm actually originally from Anne Arundel County. I'm born and raised here. I have two wonderful children, a 21 and a 16-year-old. I've been married for 25 years, and I have been owner of Absolute Underground for 16 years. Prior to that, I was in the construction industry and worked for a giant food construction company. And my father has been in construction all his life, so that's kind of where that kind of led me there.
Where'd you go to school in the county?
Chesapeake High School.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I did not venture to college. I worked straight out of high school, and like I said, Giant for 15 years, and then Absolute Underground for 16. So I've done a little bit of everything too. PTA president at the Chesapeake Bay Middle School for 3 years, and so I've been both a mom and an entrepreneur. Excellent,
excellent. Peggy, tell us about yourself.
Great. Good morning. I'll talk a little bit about M. Davis because actually it's a family business. So to talk about myself, I need to talk a little bit about the company. We're actually a fifth generation industrial construction company, and we build, install, and maintain corporate plants and facilities for national and international companies. We work anywhere from water treatment plants to pharmaceutical labs. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, born and raised there. Went to the University of Delaware and got a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. I have two boys, one is 16 and one is 19, and my husband Adrian as well. We're all in Wilmington. And the company has been in my family for 5 generations, so I've been around it my entire life. So, when I was a kid, we would go out to the job sites, and, after dinner, my dad would say, oh, do you want to go out to the job site? And I would get my boots and, let's go. Let's see what's going on. So I pretty much learned about the business growing up, my entire life.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's not often that I get a chance to meet county subcontractors like yourself, and least of all somebody who wins a multi-million-dollar contract with Anne Arundel County. That's a fantastic opportunity for you, Peggy, and I'm very proud of that. I understand that your company is celebrating your 145th anniversary, yes, as you mentioned. Awesome. Can you tell us about your experience in the construction industry and what prompted you to take the reins of leadership in your family-owned business?
Well, like I said, I've been involved in the business pretty much my whole life, starting with when I was a kid, going out to the job sites and working there after school, actually, when I was in junior high school, and just learning different things. And when I graduated from college, I said, you know what, I need to work somewhere else so I can see what the real world is like. So I did.
Or the other world.
The other world, right. So I enjoyed that quite a bit, but I felt I was missing some dynamics there that I was used to at our company. So at the same time, my father needed help. The company was growing. He needed someone to manage the finances. So I decided to come back, walked in the door, and had a staff of 6 people to supervise that I had never been a supervisor before, so I really had a lot to learn. And I kept an open mind that I needed to learn different things. Basically started out managing the cash flow and accounting part of the company. And over the years, just started getting involved in more different things with the company and management. In 1998, I became an owner of the company and majority owner about 6 years ago.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, women in the construction industry are having so much success in moving their businesses forward, especially here in Maryland, where there's a strong focus on helping minority and women-owned businesses gain parity. Karen, what have your experiences been in developing your company's brand And what prompted you to be an owner in this high-risk industry?
Well, as I said before, Joanne, I've also been in the construction field, much of my entire life. My father worked for Whiting and Turner for 25 years and then finished up his career at Giant Construction also. After working for 15 years for somebody else, I really wanted to do something that I could do for me, make those decisions that would matter in other people's lives. And my husband actually moved here from Florida with the cable background, doing cable TV. Okay. So I took the money out of my 401k, started the company, and we've grown. We had maybe 16 employees. We're up to 50, and with a conglomerate of 150 with subcontractors and things. So, just still going out there, and still the meets and greets that you put on so often has hugely helped. Getting out there and meeting people and not being afraid to take a chance. Mm-hmm. And this industry that I decided to move forward with is it's growing every year. The communication and technology industry. Every time you turn around, something new is out, something new is coming. So I was very happy with that. I felt like that was a good choice. I believe it's growing all the time, and construction itself is difficult.
Sure. And just a little bit more detail about specifically what do you do?
We're actually an underground utility contractor. Okay. We put in fiber optics, cable TV. We do some work for Comcast. Mm-hmm. I do sewer, water. We do what's called duct banks, where they place many pieces of conduit underground and whatever that product they want to pull through it, whether it be fiber, whether it be telephone, whether it be communication wire. Mm-hmm. Just one good way to protect a product, but get a lot of them in one trench at one time. We also do pole bases for street lighting or parking lot lighting. Let me see, what else? We do concrete pads for generators and transformers. We've done a lot of work for the state and the federal government with all of this.
Now, on the federal level, are you still working with a prime? Are you doing this?
Well, we were direct. We went to work. We were doing the One Maryland Broadband Network, which is a fiber ring from all the way to Ocean City, and the Department of Information and Technology. We were able to obtain a direct contract with them. Now, these have since passed. They finished up last year, like I think the beginning of last year they finished up. So it was a wonderful thing it was.
So your client base is basically private sector versus the government. How would you say, what percentage?
Well, probably for the past couple years we've gotten about 25 to 30% government jobs, and sometimes it's not direct. Sometimes it's through Clark Construction or Whiting and Turner, or So we don't have a problem being not necessarily the prime. If we still get in, it's however we can. But yes, so we've been in with a lot of the larger companies that were the prime too.
Well, hopefully we can get you involved a little bit more with Anne Arundel County.
I would love it. I did want to mention, though, we are doing the Severna Park High School.
Okay.
We are doing that through, I believe, Beaumark, though, so we're not direct with them. But like I said, it's okay. A lot of times in the big projects, there's a lot of things that don't pertain to us at all. We're like site utilities or, things like that. So, we might not, and we have held main contracts for the government, but a lot of times it's geared towards that. It was a fiber ring, so you don't have a whole lot of other things, structural things going up. So,
we recently had a proposal for site development, but it looked like it was heavily leaned towards mobilization. You had to have lots of trucks and heavy equipment. Did you get a chance to see that project?
I did. And like I said, there's bits and pieces in there. Like we would not go and develop an entire, acreage site to put a building on. We would, if we needed to do trenches, whether it be, a small 12-inch trench, or we've actually done, 15, 25-foot trenches where we've had to support them.
Sure.
But we don't necessarily. So when it says site work in there, you really have to read into, because I get all the solicitations all the time, and we're with, register with Baltimore County and Anne Arundel County and PG County, so I get them all. That's where those 4,800 emails I was talking about come into play. So you have to dig through there, and there's actually one person in my office who pretty much does, quite a bit of her day digging through these to find the information. So, but it's been great.
Great. Now, that Cox Creek Water Reclamation Facility Enhanced Nutrient Reclamation Upgrade.
That's a mouthful.
It's a major project and a major undertaking for the Department of Public Works. And Peggy, I understand the total cost is somewhere in the range of about $80 million, with funding coming from the Maryland Department of the Environment. The project involves a lot of high-end equipment like reactors and blowers and tanks and piping and lots of major electrical work. Can you tell us about that project and how you positioned M. Davis to secure the contract with PC Construction?
Absolutely, Joanne. We were very happy about a year and a half ago to be awarded the job. We are the major electrical contractor and mechanical contractor on the project. In total, our contract is a little over $15 million between those two pieces. It's a 3-year job. We are doing all the major electrical work there, all the tie-ins of the equipment in all different areas of the facility. And on the mechanical side, we're doing all the plumbing and HVAC units. So while we don't do what Karen does as far as the trenching, we actually are the ones that put the conduit in the duct bank and pull the wires through there. Yes. So, when she was talking about that, it just, I was like, oh yes, we don't do that part, but we do the other part.
Well, we can help you do that part.
There you go. See, you never know when you're going to meet somebody that can help you out. But
that's right.
We're very happy to have this job. We have been working with PC Construction probably for about the last 5 or 6 years. We've done quite a few successful large projects with them, including this job. In total, we have completed about $31 million worth of work with PC Construction. So we feel good about that relationship. They have the same value that we do of getting the job done. We are also working on the job with the owner's rep there, Black & Veatch. They are doing a great job looking out for the best interests of the county. What I try to do, since it is such a big job for us, is to go down there at least once a month, visit the job site, walk the entire site to see what's going on. There's no substitute for seeing what's really going on the job site. All the different obstacles that they crop up over the course of a 3-year job. So I go down there, walk the site, see everything, attend the coordination meeting with ourselves, Black & Veatch and PC Construction. That job requires quite a bit of coordination because we need to make sure the facility is up and running the entire time while we're doing construction. So it does make it a challenge, but it's an interesting job. It really is. So we're excited. Do
you yourself know what that nutrient enhancement means? Is it like a major improvement at Cox Creek? Because that's a huge facility.
I would say overall in the water treatment market, what I have seen and learned when we first got into that, I really didn't know that much about that specific market. It's interesting the different things that are being brought to bear in those facilities, things like UV membranes and just different creative ways of treating water. I see there's a real push to upgrade that and automate it as well. So I see a lot of improvements just in general as a whole.
Because you hear the nomenclature, but you don't really understand what it means. And I'm sure the citizens out there, all they know is that we're trying to improve water quality here in Anne Arundel County. So I'm glad to see that you're on the job and you're doing great. And I was actually glad and happy to have met you. And Karen, you've got MDOT certification. And your MDOT certification helps to level the playing field for minority and women-owned businesses. But even with certifications, businesses must develop effective marketing campaigns and strategic partnerships to survive in the government contracting arena. Has your company benefited from the use of your certification, and what challenges have you faced in growing your business over the past few years?
Well, like I said before, Joanne, we've gotten the federal contracts now, the state contracts, quite a few county jobs, like I had mentioned, Severna Park High School, because of the MDOT. People reach out to us. I say we get phone calls quite often now because they look for us on that MDOT website. We're also in the Blue Book under the minority certification. So we're advertising in different places, have totally revamped our website to put some things in there. So we've found through this, we've partnered up with quite a few people. And we've needed them. Like I said, when we were the prime, we could use them. And now, and they're coming back and using us. So it's a teamwork. And you know what? In this industry, and Anne Arundel County is also very small when it comes to terms. Now we know other contractors all over. There's a lot of utility contractors, even right here in Anne Arundel County, and not many of them are MDOT certified. And you know what, you work together. You never, what I say, burn a bridge, because you may turn around and need that person, or that person might need you. So, you know, the other thing is bidding. You know, there's a lot of times where the contracts are underbid. That's a tough thing. You know, we have overhead, we have 42 people, we have 2 offices, and you'll get sometimes a smaller company, and I certainly don't mean any harm by this, but they have a little less overhead, so they've got, and that is the bidding war. That's what it's all about, you know. But we never want to take anything, can't do the job 100%, and still can't make profit, because that's why we're here. So, yeah. So I think overall the opportunity has been wonderful, and MDOT. Each year to be recertified, the recertification is just wonderful. It's a great.
So you have a good relationship with the MDOT Office of Minority Affairs folks.
I do. Ruth General is actually, they assign someone to you when you go through it, and she's still been a big help. If I've needed a question answered, I can still go back to her. I can still reach out to her. And it's been now since 2009 I got my certification. Yeah,
because one of the complaints I hear all the time is that they're not getting enough technical assistance from that particular office. So I tell people, you got to get to know who your program managers are and call them, and that's what they're there for. And you don't sit out here and complain about not being able to get certified when there's plenty of help. We've got the small business development centers who look over people's certification forms before they even go to MDOT. So that's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
And I tell you also, there's times when we needed to see if, because we were applying for other things or applying for a bid, we needed it right away, or we needed that information for the bid bond we were trying to get. They're at the recertification point, and it takes still takes 30, 60 days to get the paperwork back. And we called 2 times and said, look, is there any way that you can push this through for us? Can you get it back? And within like 2 weeks, we had that paperwork back and we were able to submit it. So I think it's a good, I've been very happy with it.
I thought I heard you say that you have other offices besides Anne Arundel.
I do. Well, no, they're both in Anne Arundel County, but they're one is on Dorsey, one is on Old Dorsey, one is on Dorsey.
Oh, okay.
So, and I actually have a second company. I have a company called Advanced Underground. It doesn't have as many employees, but we use subcontractors for that. We do a lot of private sector. We also do work in DC and Virginia, and the Shore and Delaware, and but that one does a lot for a lot of electrical. Side. So communication kind of is one side, a lot electrical we do through Advanced.
Are you a SWAM?
I am.
In Virginia?
Yes.
I think that's the weirdest connotation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And it means small women and minority firms, right?
Yes.
Certification.
Yes. You know what was funny to find, though, that some of them with MDOT was supposed to be the reciprocity. Yes. And I could never find that. I could never find in there, something I'm still trying to research with, but I had a hard time. I didn't,
reciprocity with?
With other, basically, if you had MDOT, there was other ones that would.
It's mostly federal.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They get reciprocity with the federal government, not your local jurisdictions. We're still stuck in the Stone Age where this is our bailiwick and this is your bailiwick, and never the twixt.
I understand.
Twain shall they meet. The Anne Arundel County Office of Central Services is now a community corporate partner of the Women Presidents Educational Organization. WPEO is an affiliate of the Women Business Enterprise National Council, which certifies women business owners for opportunities in corporate America. WPEO is a dynamic network of women focused on creating access to new opportunities in the greater Baltimore, Washington area. WPEO has enhanced my connections with you, not only with business owners, but also with corporate supplier diversity officers in Washington Gas, Capital One, Sodexo, and many others. And I would not have met you, Peggy, had you not been a member of WPEO.
Yes.
Can you talk about your relationship with WBENC, the council, and what benefits has accrued to you as a certified women business owner?
Absolutely, Joanne. We've been certified through WeBank for about 5 years, and WeBank is currently the largest third-party certifier of women business enterprises in the U.S. They've certified over 13,000 women business owners. That is a multi-pronged approach that they have. They provide education, they provide networking opportunities. I have found that it enhances existing relationships. I have existing customers that have value for the WeBank certification, so it certainly helps that relationship, but it also has provided me the opportunity to develop new customers as well. So that the networking opportunities are just tremendous, and they are on a regional and national level. Actually in 2015, in March, the National Summit and Salute for WeBank will be in Baltimore. So it's a tremendous opportunity for women business owners in this region to attend that and network with corporations. Government entities are attending more and more of the events now, and each other. You know, getting to do business with other WBEs has been tremendous. Just looking at different things. Internally at M. Davis, we've actually implemented a formal supplier diversity program, and I have my accounting manager who is spearheading that internally, because we've been growing enough that we need that inside our own company. But WeBank has been great. I have learned so many things. You know, I always put off my own education internally. I send other people to seminars and programs, but I find when I attend the WeBank events, not only is there the networking, there is also the education. So since I'm there, I go to the different events and different seminars. I've had the opportunity to do some public speaking that I would have never had before if it wasn't through the opportunity through WeBank.
I mean, I thought it was just amazing. I'm at a luncheon, Karen, I'm at a luncheon with WPEO, and Peggy walks up to me and says, "Oh, hi, Joanne. I'm M. Davis, and we've got this contract with Anne Arundel County." And I was just floored, just floored. So hopefully at some point we can get you involved in it, take a look at what they do.
Well, actually, middle of last week we started our certification process.
Oh, great.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, we did after speaking to you, and then actually
excellent.
after reading some things about your company after we spoke.
Yeah, it's a great asset for somebody like myself. I have no staff, so I have to do a lot of networking, and WPEO and the council brings all these women together, and it gives us great opportunity to meet one another.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
That's great. Well, I'll be seeing you at some events.
And Peggy, can you just tell, there's different affiliates. I think that's what, certification confuses a lot of women in minority firms. They don't seem to understand how it's structured. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. WeBank is a national organization, but it is made up of 14 regional partner organizations that represent different areas of the United States. So you are actually certified by your regional partner organization, but your certification is recognized nationally. And that's the way to get involved. Start getting involved in your region, get on different committees, and that's what I did. Someone recommended to me, you know, if you want to get more out of this, you've got to put more into it. So I started getting more, involved in different committees, and, you know, it just worked from there. I was very fortunate last year to be recognized as the star for my home region, which is the Women's Business Enterprise Council of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. So through that, I won the award. They provided us with different training, media training, which I would have never done, and some other things, and different exposure by doing that. So, you know, get certified, get involved is definitely my advice. And because I have so much work down here, I became involved with WPEO DC, and they were very welcoming, especially since I do have work down here. and I try and attend as many of their events as well. So it's been great.
You're a great spokesman for for the council, and I'm certainly glad that I've met you. And Karen, I met you last year at our Women's Construction Owners Luncheon
Yes.
and Learn sessions. What I heard from attendees is that success in the construction industry depends on the ability to maintain client mix, access to capital, good partners, and experienced staff. With the economy rebounding this year, what is your vision for your business success in 2015?
Well, we've actually already spoken to a few of our current customers that have already told us what their budgets are going to be. And in 2015, they've got some rather nice budgets and have gladly included us in them. So I'm very excited about that. We've hired a couple new people who have some different experiences to bring to the table. We've hired 3 new project managers. You know, like I said, at first we were only, you know, just a few handful of people, 2 supervisors. You know, now we have about 10 supervisors, project managers. So we've hired a few different ones who have contacts. They're bringing actually coming to Absolute with some contacts on hand. We've grown, we've done some things in-house, like with our benefits package and things like that, to bring some new employees in. And our saying at Absolute is always, your business is only good as your worst employee. So we make sure that, yes, that everybody there, no matter what scale they're on, whether they're a laborer or a foreman or a, you know, driller or a supervisor, project manager, they all have integrity, they all do fine work, and you know, they're proud of it.
Don't you find it refreshing, though, when you have clients that have already included you in their future endeavors without having to nickel and dime the government and bid per project? And that's kind of gives you a consistency in your business plans.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of stability, you know, but, you know, diversity is key. You know, to have, you know, when we first started, we worked basically for one person. And some things changed, kind of scared us a little. So having this certification with the MDOT and hoping to get the WeBank, that would be wonderful, gives us diversity is key. It helps with cash flow, because if one customer is slow on paying, maybe the other one will continue on. With the minority, with the MDOT, I also was able to get some loans, refinanced the 2 of our buildings, and got extremely crazy interest rates, low. A couple of the banks in the area, I think the government had offered them money, local banks, to give to the minority contractors. So
there's plenty of money out here if you can just, you know, give them what they want. And I know you guys don't have to worry about that. You've got such a long history. Where do you see your business going in 2015? Anything new?
Well, we're just finishing up our current fiscal year, which ended in September 2014, and I am so happy to say that we've had our biggest year ever in sales, and we've overcome, you know, the economy. You know, it's been a long time coming, so it's very refreshing. Everybody's excited about where we are right now. We've just achieved over 50 million in sales for the very first time. Yeah,
Congratulations.
we're very excited about that. And we're back up over 300 employees. So, you know, we have recovered. But just as Karen said, you know, the diverse marketplace is definitely important, and we're going to continue to maintain that. And, you know, where one marketplace might be down, another one is up. But my goal is to stay in front of all of those people, so that when the opportunities come up, and you know, maybe their market is down right now, when it comes back, the first person they think of is M. Davis, or the first company they think of. So doing that, reinvesting in the company now that we're in a better place, with equipment, with training. We've been around for a long time. We've had our safety program for a long time, and we're constantly working on that to keep it fresh, keep it relevant. You know, it's #1 priority as far as I'm concerned. You know, the integrity of our safety and quality is absolutely critical, and that's our brand. So just making sure that we pay attention to all of that. And in 2015, celebrating our 145th year in business, And just that energy, I want to maintain that energy and just, you know, keep building on that.
Well, hopefully we can see you in the next couple of years doing some direct projects with Anne Arundel
Sure.
County. We'll
Absolutely.
be looking very hard to see what's coming out in the next couple of years. As we close out this segment, what recommendations of words of advice would you give business owners, particularly women, attempting to grow a business today? Karen.
I would say don't be afraid, get out there. You know, learning is key, you learn something new every day. If you stop learning, then you stop living, you know. I have not known everything this entire time. In 16 years, I've gained so much knowledge and excited to learn new things each day. But, you know, market a good product, you know, give reliable service. Just as Peggy said too, you know, make sure that you try to stay on schedule with completions of jobs, or be, you know, forward with if there's a problem, make sure you take care of it. We all make mistakes, we're all human. Just, you know, give a good solid product or a good solid service, and make people remember, you know, that that's what you did and that's what you can deliver.
And Peggy.
Well, I have to say, one thing my father has always taught me is do what you say you're going to do. I think that really goes a long way, especially in construction. You know, so you hear all the stories about jobs that went over, you know, the price was not the end price, the schedule didn't end up being. But if you make a commitment and do what you say you're going to do, and be clear about that, I think that's critical. And you know, like Karen said, you know, get out there, don't be afraid. You know, you have to stay out in front of people. You have to try things. Not everything is going to work perfectly the first time, but you have to keep trying different things. And you know, as you said, surrounding yourself with people that have different experience, different ideas, who aren't afraid to tell you what they really think. I mean, that's so critical too.
And we always say too, don't come to me with a problem. Come to me with a solution.
Right.
You know what I mean? If there's an
agree.
issue or you want to make a change, be prepared to you know, put that change in front of me.
Right. And I, you know, by the same token, I know I don't always have the answer, or maybe my answer isn't the best answer, or it's my answer and the other person's answer together is the best answer. So just get out there and make it happen.
And have a lot of faith. You know, have faith every day that things are going to be all right one way or the other. You know.
Right.
Are either of you mentoring anybody through your business? That's one question I hadn't prepared. Are you doing anything special with either children or other women business owners?
Well, we help in the community all the time. I'm not quite sure if that's where you're going with, but I have helped people with their MDOT. When you get that application, you're like, oh, you really just kind of want to put it to the side and not go back. You know, like, you know, when you have tons of paper and you think you can never get to the bottom of it. A lot of people are very frightened by looking at that, the information that has to go in it, the questions they ask, everything that. So I have helped quite a few women in my community, and it might not have been in the construction industry. There's not many people in this industry, you know, women in this industry either. So different things, but still to say there's lots of opportunities out there, whether it's construction, whether you're a florist, a bakery, whatever it may be. So I've helped quite a few people fill out that application and you know, try to keep them motivated to get it done.
Interesting, quite interesting.
But with the community, we've done a few things with Anne Arundel Community College. There is a veterans plaque that we helped run the lines for. So we do donate, like donate services. You know, we certainly don't charge for certain services for churches and things like that. You know, as long as it's within the realm, you know, of you know, charity. You know? Yes.
It's always a good thing. Peggy, are you doing anything special?
Actually, we are very...
When you have the time.
When I have the time, well, yeah, between everything else. But actually, we are very active with our VOTEC schools, the VOTEC high schools in our area. So we go in there and we'll give presentations. We'll have field trips to our shop for kids that are interested in welding or millwrighting or industrial construction or electrical, so that they can see what it's really like and get a better sense of that. So, you know, it helps the kids, it helps the schools, but it also helps us. We also have many co-ops on our team. that they come on board, they work full-time all summer, and then during the school year they'll work, I know in Delaware, I think it's like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And the kids that are really interested and do a good job, they graduate high school and a lot of them have a job with us walking out the door. So that feels good. It's kind of a win-win for us and for the kids and for the schools. So we're very interested in that. We do a lot of different charity events. We did the Dogfish Dash in Milton, Delaware a few weeks ago, which benefits the Delaware Nature Conservancy.
So we do that. How did that work?
It's great. Actually, Dogfish Head Brewery is a customer of ours.
Okay.
So we do quite a bit of work down there electrically and mechanically. So this is a charity that they are very involved in, and they have a 5K and 10K running race. So we sponsor, and we actually have people from our company running this year. I think we had 9. Last year I think we had 12. And I ran it too as well. So, and I ran the whole thing. So I was very happy about that. But you know, we get involved with different things. You know, sometimes it's with our customers or with the schools or with our community. Wherever we can, we try and give back.
Oh, that's good to hear. And I'm sure the people in our community appreciate hearing what you guys have to contribute. Thanks, Peggy and Karen, for your insights and recommendations. Stay tuned to Channel 98, Verizon 38 for the Minority Business Report, airing at 1 and 5 daily. If you have any comments or suggestions regarding this edition of the Minority Business Report, please contact me at the Office of Central Services in Annapolis on 410-222-7620. We are here working for you. Peace and blessings. The following bids are available from the Anne Arundel County Purchasing Office.